dispatch center, and on the mezzanine floor, we have management. So right ahead of us is the reception. We have the ICT and server rooms here. Straight ahead to the left, we have a room which will be used to train the dispatchers who are in this big volume that we're able to achieve. The dispatchers are seated in pods of 6 people each. We have 6 of them. And part of this dispatch center, Your Excellency, is an incident room which will be used for national emergency coordination with various stakeholders in the government. From there, we have now the management offices, which is now what we created above. We have a training room. Sorry to take you back. On the ground floor, we have a lactation room because we are taking care of mothers. And then when we go up to the mezzanine floor, we have a breakout area for the dispatchers. So we provided for them a breakout area where
Alafu Mheshimiwa Rais sasa atakata utepe, the cutting of the ribbon. Makofi kwakiwa na CEO pale. Makofi kwake Your Excellency, tunaweza kata sasa, and the ribbon is now open for the center. Sasa tukiendelea kwa lactation room.
Okay. If a patient has a heart attack, that's a cardiac arrest. If someone can't breathe, that's a pulmonary arrest. If you've had any major trauma, accident, falling down, construction, anything that has hurt you, that's determined as an evacuable condition. If you're losing blood, the mothers who lose blood during childbirth, we call that shock. That termed as priority 1 emergencies. Chest pain, any sort of chest pain that is unrelenting is an emergency. A stroke is an emergency. Snake bites in Kenya, 3 people every day, that is an emergency, as well as rabies. So these are what we term priority 1 emergencies. Now, Your Excellency, we'll go right through here. Your Excellency, this week is breastfeeding week. It just so happens to coincide with this visit. And this room is where our dispatchers who have babies come to rest as they do their dispatching. We want to be baby friendly. We have a fridge for their milk. We have lactation. We have a sink, and the mother is able to really come look at her baby.
How are you? Wow.
Wow. Oh. Oh, that's all right. That's all right. So this is one of our dispatchers. So during her shift work, she's able to calm down and take care of the baby.
Hi.
Thank you, Your Excellency. So right through this way? Yes, thank you. So Your Excellency, now this is the main corridor. The level to go upstairs is that way, but we won't go up. We'll show it to you from the room. Your Excellency, we have 10 commandments. And these are the commandments. Are we responding? You must be able to determine the location first. That is the most life-saving. You must determine, is this danger? You then must prioritize. According to the clinical conditions I've just taken you through, you must prioritize. You must then find the nearest appropriate ambulance. You must give instructions, continue communicating, and serve the clients with dignity and respect.
Very good.
This is our workflow, and this is what you'll be seeing the whole of today. We'll take you through all these steps. We'll take you through when a call is received, answer a call, and you'll be on call simulating that, the confirmation of the location, how we identify emergencies, Your Excellency, how we determine priority, how we dispatch, how we provide instructions, how we then monitor close the incident. Now, this is one of the most important rooms, Your Excellency. This is a simulation room. This is where we train our dispatchers. As they dispatch, they must go through mandatory training, and it must be frequent. You appreciate we are doing emergency calls, so we must always be on point. Now, Red Cross will be here to take us through all the trainings that they do. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, signed permission, allow me to take you through briefly what happens in this room. And the second last part of that is now the whole process of priority dispatch guide from priority 1, priority 2, priority 3, priority 4, which is non-emergency cases. And by the end of the whole process, the dispatcher must satisfy themselves that they have engaged the caller properly. So we normally have those emergency cases that warrant evacuation. They start from cardiac arrest all the way to severe respiratory distress. And we also have seizures all the way to animal bites. So that is, in a nutshell, what the training entails. Yes. From the team. So it's a conjoint kind of training. Yes.
When somebody is trained,
Pacha. Yes. Yes. Mm. Mm. Yeah.
how long does the course take?
We have a short course of 2 weeks and a long-term course of a month. Yes, so it depends on what you want to achieve. Yes. Mm. Yes.
And so we hope to also increase the number of people we are training as paramedics, because if we were to get 4,000 ambulances operating, we need to have at least 16,000 paramedics readily trained. So that's the other part of this ambulance dispatch center. It's creating demand for other services, including in training. Thank you.
Thank you very much, people. So you're trained. So you can handle any situation, any emergency situation. Ask the right questions. You can do everything. Great.
Basi. Excuse me. Get this microphone. Excuse me.
Any condition that is yellow is a standard medical condition that requires monitor. This here, Your Excellency, is what we call the whole of government is taking place here. Yes, Your Excellency. And all of government approach when it comes to emergencies. So open to the police, to the IG.
If a building collapses,
Yes,
the dispatchers have a role,
yes,
the police have a role,
yes,
the disaster management have a role.
Yes.
All of them,
They can sit here.
yes, yes,
For ease of coordination.
yes, yes. So right through this way. Yes. Right through this way, Your Excellency. So, Your Excellency, this here is now the heart of the dispatch center. Welcome to the dispatch center, and we'll come right here, Your Excellency. This dispatch center is what you are unveiling and commissioning today. All Kenyans, all people who are residents, anyone who is in this land of Kenya will be able to access emergency services after today. And Your Excellency will take you through the step-by-step process of how this takes place. Okay, the CEO of APMDC will start us off.
Checks to ensure that these ambulances are fit for purpose. So we have what we call basic life support ambulances. Your Excellency, that's an ambulance that is able to take somebody who is sick but relatively stable. For example, they just have an illness that they are not able to walk, and they are moved from one facility to the other. So we call them basic life ambulances. We then have the advanced cardiac life support ambulances. Your Excellency, these are the ambulances, for example, for those who get cardiac arrest, severe trauma, and such. So we have identified 85 of those currently, and 511 of the land ambulances. So, Your Excellency, this depicts the counties where all these ambulances are based, and as you can see from the map, all counties in the country actually have an ambulance. So this service is available nationally as we speak. The color of the map indicates the deeper the color, the more the number of ambulances in that county. Your Excellency, this can help us even decide on where to invest more. You can see where we are based in Nairobi, we currently have the highest number of ambulances. Your Excellency, that is where we are. Is the first step in the emergency service provision, identifying the right providers. Once we have done this, Your Excellency, one of the things around digitization is that all this has been done digitally, except where we have to physically identify the equipment in the ambulance. That is a physical exercise. Once we have done that, we provide this information digitally to the Digital Health Agency so that they can now map out where each of these ambulances is, and I'll hand over to my colleague, Dr. Joyce, to take you through that process.
Thank you. Your Excellency, Dr. Joyce Wamishwe from the Digital Health Agency. So we want to move the 500 or so ambulances towards the SHA National Ambulance Dispatch Center fleet. So we are ambulance, and we are
by the caller. This information we use to prioritize the incident. It can either be life-threatening, where we need to act quickly or we lose this patient, or it can be urgent, which also we need to act quickly but not as dire as a life-threatening illness and an urgent situation. After that, this helps us to dispatch the correct ambulance with the adequate resources to handle this emergency. Once we've determined the priority of the incident, we move to the incident location. With consent of the caller, our system pins the location of that caller. If not, we manually enter this information once the patient has consented. We then, with the information, are able to dispatch either road to this the appropriate resources. So for this dashboard of the emergency medical technician in the ambulance we assign, so that they can go now to pick the Your Excellency, there's a live caller now. We will usher you kindly take a seat so that we can show you exactly how we dispatch an ambulance.
Afternoon, Mr. President. So my name is Stanley Karoga, and I will be taking you through the dispatch system. Ideally, just as my colleague has reported here, this is the platform on which we will be dispatching the ambulances, from caller information, where we receive the call, to the dispatching of the ambulance. So we do have a call right now. So So ideally, I will hand over to you to start the call. You'll just note that, 922, what's your emergency? The first question on our tab will be...
what's your name?
Yes.
Your Excellency. So, Your Excellency, now
Your
you're
Excellency.
a dispatcher today. You've asked the first question.
Okay, Your Excellency, you're a dispatcher today.
Okay.
You can ask the first question.
Hello, how are you? Hello? Please, this is 922, the emergency center. What's your emergency, please? Hello?
Hello, are you getting me?
Yes. This is 922, emergency center. What is your what's your emergency?
Yes, Yes, Lamek, napiga simu kutoka Suswa.
Ndio.
Hapa barabara ya kuu ya kuingia Narok.
Jina lako ni nani?
Jina langu ni Lamek.
Lamek. Habari Lamek?
Yes, mzuri sana. Kuna ajali ambayo imepatikana hapa Suswa.
Ndio.
Yes, kuna mtu amegongwa na gari.
Ndio.
Ambaye alikuwa anapita kwa njia na ni mtu mmoja.
Ndio.
Na ninaona ni kama amepoteza ufahamu, ako unconscious. Na anavuja damu sana.
Wewe ni na mgonjwa.
Sehemu ya mguu.
Wewe
kama mguu yake imevunjika.
Wewe uko na uhusiano gani na huyo mgonjwa? Unamjua huyo mgonjwa?
Mimi ni mpita njia, simjui kwa sababu nimemuona tu amepigwa, piga hii namba.
Ndio. Ni wa umri gani? Ni wa umri gani huyo mgonjwa?
Tuseme ni umri wa makamo.
Ndio.
Yes.
Ni wa kiume ama ni wa kike?
Ni mwanamume.
Mwanamume, eh?
Yes, yes. Ni kama kuna maumivu mengine, ni kama amepoteza ufahamu na hapumui vizuri.
Okay.
Tafadhali mtatusaidia namna gani?
Ngojea.
Thank you, Your Excellency. So
Okay.
now you're actually having information on the patient. You're told he's unconscious. You're told he's bleeding. You're told he's not breathing well. So this is being clocked in the system to identify the P1, P2, 3, P4 status
Okay.
of the patient, Your Excellency.
So Mr. Lamek? Mr. Lamek? Mr. Lamek, unanisikia?
Nakupata.
Okay, ndio natuma ambulance. Nakutumia ambulance sasa hivi. Nakutumia ambulance sasa hivi. Umeniambia mgonjwa hana fahamu sahi. Kweli? Amepoteza fahamu?
Sikupati vizuri tafadhali.
Nakuuliza je, umesema mgonjwa amepoteza fahamu kwa sasa?
Yes, anavuja damu.
Aha.
Ameumia mguu.
Okay.
Mguu ni kama imevunjika. Unajua ni kugongwa, amegongwa na gari.
Kweli. Okay.
Na gari imepotea.
Okay, asante. Nakutumia ambulance sasa hivi. Na umeniambia uko pande gani ya nchi?
Nakwambia?
Uko pande gani ya nchi?
Suswa.
Karibu ni mahali gani tunaweza panajulikana karibu na wewe?
Karibu na Suswa market.
Aha.
Lakini sana sana unaona njia ya kuingia Narok kuna njia nyingine inaingia Ngong. Hapo karibu hapo, hiyo ya kuingia Ngong na ingine ya kuingia Nairobi, ingine ya kwenda na Narok.
Okay, sawa. Ambulance inakuja sasa hivi. All right.
So Your Excellency, a dispatch has now been done. You can see in the map from the point of the call all the way to where the ambulance needs to get to in Suswa.
This is where the ambulance
Yes,
is?
and it's heading to the man. Yes.
Yes.
Much like the way Uber operates.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Mr. President, probably you can submit our first incidents.
Okay. How
Yes.
do I do that?
Just click on submit.
Okay.
Let's see. Should be fine.
There you go. Incident created and dispatched. In 19 minutes, the ambulance will be there.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Mweleze basi.
Right.
Lamek. Ama
Amekata simu.
So, Mr. Lamek?
Is National Ambulance Dispatch Center. Once they accept the dispatch, they can be able to open the clinical information that was fed from the dispatch center to know how the patient looked and what it is. They're able to know the location of the patient, and they're able to know the assigned nearest hospital. So then they will now proceed using that location where the patient is and pick the patient. First aid as they are actually en route to the hospital. So this system allows the ambulance crew to be able to give clinical data in terms of what they have found. Ground might be different. So they're able to populate that in terms of vital signs and the clinical information ground might be different. So they're able to populate that in terms of vital signs and the clinical information in terms of what they have found in examination. They'll also be able to document in terms of the care that they have given while they're en route. So once this happens as they're en route, finally when they get to the destination facility that was assigned, they will be able to initiate a handover. So that initiating a handover happens where they will be able to enter the details of the healthcare worker in that facility that's receiving. Then an OTP will be generated, which again will confirm that for sure this patient has been received on the other end. Then once that happens, then now the hospital will take over. I will then hand over to the CEO to take you through before we hand over the hospital.
Your Excellency, good afternoon. Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. My name is Nancy Gachoki. I am a nurse, a trauma and emergency nurse at the International Trauma Center at Kenyatta National Hospital. I have the honor to receive you in our hospital this afternoon. Karibu sana. Now, when an ambulance comes at the International Trauma Center of Kenyatta National Hospital, our experienced multidisciplinary team will receive the patient, will assess, triage the patient, then receive the patient. After receiving the patient, what normally happens, we place the patient based on the injuries, the extent of the injuries. If it is an airway compromise, like the person, the caller who was calling, reporting that the patient is not breathing very well, then once we get that information relayed to us by Dr. Boke here and the ambulance crew, then we are able to prepare the medical equipment that will support that patient when he or she arrives at Kenyatta National Hospital. So after we receive the patient, we place the patient in the rooms, and then after that, we will accept that we have received the patient in the system. We are accepting that we have received the patient. Once we do that, we are already acknowledging and accepting the clinical journey for this patient in providing emergency care in our hospital, and at the same time for 24 hours. Thank you, Your Excellency. And now I want to take you now to back to our CEO, so that, yes. Mm-hmm.
For those dispatches, and Kenyans will be EMS services. Thank you, Your Excellencies. Now we are moving on to SHA.
Before this service,
yes,
how are they being handled?
Before this service, Your Excellency, Kenyans had to pay cash through their bills to the ambulance operators to be able to get that service. And this has been a complaint amongst the citizens, and so this is a very big milestone for the country. Through SHA, we will take care of that service for them. Now, Your Excellency, on that screen, you're now in the SHA office, and you're a claims officer. Dr. Connie is a claims officer at SHA. She's a doctor, again, a medical doctor, and she'll take us through how she reviews this claim at SHA.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Your Excellency. I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, my name is Dr. Connie Njuguna. I'm a senior claims manager. I will demonstrate how emergency claims are generated, processed, and then finalized for payment. So, Your Excellency, just from the hospital, once the receiving facility accepts the patient, two things happen. The patient file is updated, and the ambulance claim is closed. So this closed claim is then automatically submitted to the claims management system, which is integrated into this. Once it appears, this is how it will show up on our screen. As you can see, we can appreciate key claim details here. For example, the SHA benefit code, SHA-01, which is the accident and emergency package. We can also appreciate the ambulance provider details, the patient details, the dates the claim was created, as well as the claim amount. So this gives the reviewer at least all the information you need for an initial assessment of the claim. Then next, we go on to open the claim. Once we open the claim, we enter now the adjudication phase. So, Your Excellency, here the distance traveled is what advises or determines the reimbursement rate for the ambulance. So the system is able to automatically calculate this distance using the GPS that is enabled, and then it will determine the corresponding claim amount. For example, in this particular claim, we can appreciate that this ambulance traveled a distance within the first 25 kilometers for a reimbursement of 4,500. So these are some of the checks we look at. Coming down again, we also have to check other validations to ensure that this claim is accurate, it is genuine, so that this ensures that there's efficiency also as we're processing these claims, reimbursements is done accurately, as well as there's a whole transparency that happens within the claims processing journey. At the same time, we're also looking to safeguard public resources. Once the claim has passed these tests, we come and approve the claim, and we'll submit it for payment processing. Once it is submitted, it is automatically sent to processing. This ensures timely reimbursements to the ambulance providers. Thank you, Excellency. We want to show you what is happening in different parts of the country. So, Your Excellency, if you come in here, these are screens. All these screens are able to show us what is happening across the country. We'll start by the first incident right there. As you can see, Your Excellency.
Inatoka kwa mapua na huku kwa kisogo kuna pia alama ya kuumia sana. Damu ni mingi yake, anasikia uchungu kwa kifua. Hata ameshika kifua. Mnatuma ambulance. Saa ngapi yake? Ni kama anaumia. Haya, sawa, asante.
So, Your Excellency, that's a dispatch. The ambulance comes into the construction site. It assesses the condition. The passenger is then loaded into the ambulance and taken to the nearest health center. Your Excellency, we want to demonstrate to Kenyans that any kind of emergency, these dispatchers will determine what that emergency is. They'll give a priority to it, and we'll send the right kind of ambulance to do the dispatch. That is one scenario of a construction worker. We'll get into the second scenario, Your Excellency.
When we talk about emergencies, we talk emergencies coming from different angles. Emergencies coming from different regions within Lamu County. We have the mainland, we have the islands, we have the Boni Forest, we have traumas, RTS, marine, and the rest. And we would like to thank His Excellency the President, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto.
Your Excellency, will now go to the third simulation.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Your Excellency. My name is Splenda Isigi. I'm a supervisor here at the National Ambulance Dispatch Center. What you're displaying on the screen is a projection of different parts of the country where ambulances have been dispatched from right here. And we are able to see and track, as a supervisor, I'm able to see and track the movement from the map, and we also have reports on the end-to-end process. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Supervisors sit here while the dispatchers sit there. So as the call is being dispatched, you may end up finding a dispatcher has a certain charge. And so the supervisor can kick in, and they're monitoring what is happening across the country. So you can see there, she's looking at what's happening in Kapenguria. Here, they're in Meru and across the whole country. Now, Your Excellency, we're about to come to the end of the tour, but I'd want you to look up. We won't take you up the stairs, but right there, Your Excellency, is another training room that we have here. Now, this is quite important because a dispatch is not just a phone call. If a child is choking, you actually do not reach for the phone particularly to find an ambulance, but you perform life-saving maneuvers to remove the choking incident. And so at the top there, you can see our trainers from Red Cross are training our dispatchers on how to be able to provide education to the Kenyan and say, this is what you do. You need to do chest pumps, you need to do this, you need to remove the bean or the piece of meat from the mouth, and that is essentially a training room that we utilize, and trainers, the dispatchers must go through regular routine training. Now, Your Excellency, at the end of every shift, we must have a dashboard that tells us how the day went, how many incidences we did, what were the outcomes of those incidences, did we dispatch on time? And so Director Golda here actually deals with all claims at SHA. She's an actuarist and deals with all the claims that we processed since the beginning of SHA, close to 174 billion. She will take us through the dashboard of what she looks at the end of every day.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. My name is Golda Elakolo. I'm the Director, Benefits and Claims Management at the Social Health Authority. So for the National Ambulance Dispatch Center, what we are looking at is leveraging on automation and technology to make data-driven decisions. So once we have created a trend over time, we should be able to look at, for example, the number of the optimal number of ambulances that we require and the type of ambulances, be it the basic life support or the advanced life support. We should also be able to determine the strategic positioning of ambulances at areas where they are required. But that can only come when we have developed a dashboard where we are able to get insights from. In addition, just coming from the Claims Management Office, we will be able to determine the benefit utilization in addition to the number of claims that we expect to actually be lodged. So with that in mind, we created this dashboard, which gives an overview of everything that you have seen in this dispatch center. So at a glance, we are able to make decisions. For example, currently we have 153 that are contracted, and this number is bound to increase because contracting is an ongoing process. We have received up to date 137 incidences, and out of these incidences, currently 3 are in dispatch, and Your Excellency, you will see that the ambulance that you dispatched, we are able to track it. Now, we put ambulances on hold, especially in cases where we require to speak to the ambulance crew and figure out how to assist them. One of the cases we had here is in industrial area where we were evacuating a patient who was violent. So we needed to speak to the ambulance team, stand them down until we got police to come and assist in the evacuation. In total, Your Excellency, we have successfully evacuated 134 Kenyans to points of care. Your Excellency, this has been spoken about where we are talking about the different levels of incidents. So we are able to see the total number of incidences at 130, but we classify them based on their priority 1, which is critical. We have had 97 instances of this, and we are able to dispatch the advanced life support ambulances to these cases where we have examples of cardiac arrest. We have had 28 serious incidents, Your Excellency, and in this case, depending on the symptoms that we are recognizing, we are able to dispatch either the advanced life support ambulances or the basic life support ambulances. We have to consider the fact that there are Kenyans who will call us for incidents that do not require necessarily an ambulance to be dispatched, but we are able to offer them basic medical advice so that they can be able to manage their symptoms.
So, Your Excellency, we have one last live dispatch from Garissa. So if you look at this screen, we'll be able to show you the Garissa incident. And Lamu, yes, right on the screen. So these are live dispatches that were taking place, and we were able, these were simulations. So in Lamu, just what you saw there, all the way from Suswa, what we saw in the construction site in Kisumu, we'll be able to show you. Camera? Yes. So again, this is a dispatch in Lamu.
Deliver the patients to the hospital. Yes. And there's a real life.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency.
Yeah, there's a real life situation.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Can you hear me on the other side?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. My name is Iftikhar Majid.
Okay. How are you, my friend?
Emergency Operations Center Manager, Lamu County Government.
Very good. What is going on there, my friend? Can you explain to us?
Lamu County Referral Hospital, and with Lamu County, it is a very unique county with its unique archipelago, and we also have our own unique challenges. And the challenges are mainly, it's like we cover over 60,000 kilometers square of water body, and we also have the islands, we have the mainland, and we, under the stewardship, Excellency Isa Abdallah Timami, we have been working together with different agencies under the Emergency Operations Center, which is a multi-agency. It is something that we have been having for over 2 years now. We are very glad that at least this system has come up. The 922 short code free to call number to the citizens, not just in Lamu but nationwide. It is a privilege that every Kenyan will be able to have this opportunity ya kupata hizi afya mashinani, afya emergency medical services ambazo kwamba zitaweza kusaidia watu kwa kila njia. In Lamu, being very unique, we have water boat ambulances, as you can see behind me. We have two actually right now, but it is something that with over 6,000 kilometers square, which cannot really serve all over the county. As the county, we are trying to get another one, and if we can also get support from you, Your Excellency, at least another advanced boat ambulance that can help people of Lamu. And also behind me,
dispatched. That patient is a perfect candidate for this ambulance. We have equipment that can help support him breathe if he's unable to breathe by himself. That's the ventilator that you see in the red bag. We can support circulation if he's bleeding very heavily. There's fluids we can give. We can arrest the bleeding. We can splint fractures and then load him safely and strap him in and move him to the facility. So this is the ALS ambulance. Thank you very much.
Now, Your Excellency, will request you to kindly flag off the ambulances as you launch the National Ambulance Dispatch Center. Right this way, Your Excellency.
So, Your Excellency, at the count of 3, 2, 1, flag off of the ambulances. The first one goes to Nairobi County. Your Excellency, at the count of 3, 2, 1, Wajir County. Your Excellency, 3, 2, 1, Turkana County. The other one, Your Excellency, is a faith-based ambulance, followed by Lamu County, followed by Mandera County, followed by Nyeri County, then Kapenguria County. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. We request you now to proceed to the next venue. Welcome, Your Excellency.
All right. Your Excellency, the President, why don't we welcome him with a warm clap? From here, I'll request that we remain standing as we start with a prayer from Daima Lee and Susan Kafuto. Maombi tafadhali.
Let us pray. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Amen.
Heavenly Father, we come before you today with a humble and grateful heart. We thank you for the gift of life, for your unfailing love, and for the peace and unity you continue to give the Republic of Kenya. Launch. We ask for your President. country, Kenya. Further, we dedicate this National Ambulance Dispatch Center into your able hands, strengthen our healthcare system coverage so that every Kenyan, regardless of affordable quality and timely.
Ruto, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defence Forces, Honorable Aden Duale, Cabinet Secretary for Health, all Principal Secretaries present, Honorable Ahmed Abdullahi, Chair COG and Governor of Wajir County, Honorable Johnson Sakaja, Governor Nairobi County, all governors present, and I see we have quite a number of governors here today. Your Excellency, ambassadors led by Dean of Diplomatic Corps, His Excellency Beyene Rusom, Dr. Mercy Mwangangi, CEO Social Health Authority, SHA, Mr. Ahmed Idris, Secretary General Red Cross, chairs and CEOs from other partnering institutions present, all development partners, academia, medical associations, ambulance providers, border associations, Matatu SACCOs represented. Your Excellency, to start us off on this momentous, auspicious occasion, allow me to invite Dr. Mercy Mwangangi, who is the CEO for SHA, to make some welcoming and opening remarks. Tumkaribishe kwa makofi tafadhali. Dr. Mwangangi, karibu.
Thank you. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Minister of Health, Honorable Aden Duale, Cabinet Secretaries present, Governors present, Principal Secretaries, IG, Ambassadors present, Members of Parliament, all dignitaries, guests, good afternoon. Your Excellency, only 9% of the African continent has access to emergency care services. Your Excellency, that means 9% of 1.5 billion Africans have access to emergency medical care services. And Your Excellency, the reason to this is because historically, African health systems have focused on treating communicable diseases, but the tide has changed, Your Excellency. We are now faced with a double burden of disease, communicable and non-communicable diseases, and most emergencies fall under both classifications. Your Excellency, today Kenya serves as a model for Africa. This will be the second dispatch center, Your Excellency, and this has only been made possible through your administration and through the investments that your government has put in emergency medical services. Your Excellency, Kenya should be proud. You should be proud. We are rolling out the universal access to emergency medical services. Your Excellency, as I conclude, SHA, together under the guidance and stewardship of the Ministry of Health, will now focus on 4 key pillars that will ensure these EMS services are sustainable. The first one is governance. We've been able to set in place governance mechanisms. As you've seen, ambulances are checked. We ensure that these ambulances are safe and they'll be able to do what they need to do to rescue Kenyans. The second one, Your Excellency, is financing. Your Excellency, your government has provided adequate budget to be able to actually conduct and pay for the dispatches, as well as pay for the first 24 hours of care. Your Excellency, the third pillar is training. As you saw, we are setting up a worldwide emergency training center, and EMTs will be able to receive training services there. The last one, Your Excellency, is communication and data-driven decision-making. From the center you've seen, we will be able to make decisions on when a dispatch is due, the number of life-threatening conditions we have in the country, the number of ambulances we need, the budget requirements that we require. Your Excellency, as I conclude, I want to conclude with a sad story. On the 8th of March this year, Your Excellency, you and I actually spoke at around 7 p.m. And when we were speaking, I told you I had just left a first responder accident in Kisumu. A matatu, a tuk-tuk, 4 dead, 15 casualties. I went in there as a doctor because I was on the road. When we were there trying to take care of those casualties, there's a lady who was in a pink dress and her leg was broken, but unfortunately her rib had pierced her lung. And so I could tell as a doctor that she has what we call pneumothorax. Your Excellency, as the CEO of SHA, I did not know what number to call. All I knew to do was to prevent the bleeding and try and stabilize the lady in the pink dress. Unfortunately, on Monday, when I went back to the office and reached out to Dr. Ganda in Kisumu, he informed me the lady in the pink dress had died. Your Excellency, what you're doing today is monumental. It is a milestone. You should be proud. Kenyans should be proud. We now have started the journey on ensuring we all have access to emergency medical services. And Your Excellency, unfortunately, the lucky ones in this room will die in their sleep. Those are the lucky ones. The unlucky ones are more of us. We will die through an emergency. And so we have to invest in emergency medical services to ensure that lives can be saved. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Dr. Mercy. Next, Your Excellency, allow me to invite the Governor of Nairobi County, who will speak briefly and also represent the other governors present. Tumpigie makofi tafadhali akija. Karibu, Governor.
Thank you very much, Mike. Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of